Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball.
Tuesday, May 19th at 10:30 a.m., it's morning baseball. Wednesday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m., have a pawsome time at Bark in the Park. Thursday, May 21st at 6:30, it's Pride Night with $5 Bud or Bud Light draft beer. Individual game tickets start at just $12.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats. Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, with us today is Kevin McCarthy, the former, I hate to say former, the Speaker of the House, and we never say former.
Never do. Once the Speaker, always the Speaker.
And Mr. Speaker, tonight we have, a serious...
Yes, six big primaries in the House, a lot.
And can you give us an update for, I guess they'll all start to come in about 8, 9 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, you're going to get 6 different states across the union here up in primaries. It's the primary season. There's a few big ones that are going to take place here, too. I think one that's been the most expensive, Massey. Congressman Massey and the president had endorsed against them. And you know, when you look at just the primary earlier in the week with Cassidy in the Senate, the president is stronger than he's ever been. I mean, he's stronger politically than Ronald Reagan was in the Republican Party. So I think a lot of people will be watching this one because it's not easy to beat an incumbent. And when you had Rand Paul backing Massey as well, but in the first term, the president had gone against him and Massey still won. I think it might be different this time. We'll have to see.
You know what's interesting, Mr. Speaker, is specifically about the Massey race. I found this fascinating. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, came in there. I mean, you could tell that there's a real focus for the president, and that's because Massey also voted against the big, beautiful bill, which was really the president's agenda. So this is a biggie, right? I mean, this will be a real test. And the Cassidy defeat, I mean, he came in 3 in the primaries out of a choice of 3 candidates.
That is so true. I mean, there's a runoff in there, and Cassie's incumbent, and he's not even going forward about it. The president is very strong. And, I mean, the other thing that's happened that people are looking at, especially with these primaries, is what the Supreme Court did the other day. 2 different things. The Virginia Supreme Court knocking down what the Democrats tried to redraw those lines, and then clarifying that we don't have these minority and majority districts, so other states are redrawing. The Republicans in the House are going to gain a number of seats. So instead of the Democrats looking at this November and only have to win 3 to win the majority, they now are going to have to win 9 to 10. That changes what people had thought before with the House split. There is an opportunity here for the Republicans to keep the House. This is if they really focus on moving legislation now, and that's why being together and not having people splinter off could keep you much stronger going forward. And I think after the primary tonight, if the president's successful, that may make the team stay closer together and focus. And there's a real enthusiasm in the conference right now after those decisions that they have a chance to keep the majority.
And so what are the states do you think are critical?
Tonight, or just going forward, look, I think there's real opportunity to gain seats in Florida and Texas. We're watching that and just the growth through there. There's Alabama, Mississippi that could each pick up one. South Carolina could pick up another one. All those add up. Remember, they only have a majority by a couple seats, so every seat matters. There's just not as many competitive seats. Tonight, I think the real state that everybody's going to be watching is Kentucky. So you've got the congressional seat with Massey. You also have the Senate seat there, Andy Barr, who's been a congressman. I served with him a long time, and he always had tough seats and tough races. But he always pulled through, and that's what we're seeing now, because there was a lot of money spent with somebody else, and Andy stayed strong, and I think he's going to become victorious tonight.
What do you make, Mr. Speaker, about all of the rhetoric on the Democratic side? You brought up the redistricting in South Carolina, because it's like if it's not what they like, then they start talking, as we heard Kamala Harris saying, okay, well, maybe we'll pack the courts. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do that. On South Carolina, we're hearing from people like Jim Clyburn who are suddenly saying, oh, well, if you redistrict me out, it's racism. They're using the Jim Crow 2.0 as like the new phrase in the last 24, 48 hours.
Yes, I see that they always argue if they're not the if they're not the victors, and you watch what the Supreme Court did, it just made a decision simply on not picking the color of your skin, just making it competitive races. And what I see that is the Democrats want to try to control what they have. If not, they want to change the rules. I just think playing fair is the better way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And they don't want to, though. It seems like it's the rhetoric. You know, it's interesting. We had somebody on who was saying, in terms of sort of the midterms this year, it's really a question of sane and insane. How do you view it? And what do you say to the American public?
Exactly. You've got such crazy. And look what the Democrats are doing, and look what they're trying to do for president. You've got AOC out there seriously telling us she's going to run for president, and she's the one building the crowds.
That's really hard to believe, but it is what it is. And I mean, I think the big decision has to be made. If we have to win 49 states like Reagan won in 1984 to get rid of the, I guess, the bizarro or the socialist Democrats. I mean, what other way can we do it?
That's the only way that I see that we're going to be able to do it. I mean, look, we got to keep working hard. We got to get this economy stronger. We got to make the streets safer, exactly what the president has been doing in his executive orders, and I think we'll be good to go.
Yeah, well, the president seems full steam ahead. How important do you think also Iran is for the midterms? How, where it goes?
Look, I think Iran is very important, but I want the president not to make a decision on Iran based upon politics. I want him based upon making the world safer, and that's exactly what he's been doing. So a lot of people are trying to play politics into that. I like the idea that he's holding strong and getting a good deal to keep the world safe.
Yeah, 100%, Kevin. I agree. That is the key, and bravo for his courage for doing that. Well, Kevin McCarthy, the former speaker, always the speaker, right, John?
And absolutely. And tonight, you'll know by 10 o'clock when you're on again tonight, 10 o'clock, Rita.
Well, now I got great insight from the former speaker. How better can you do that? Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you.